Street Sports back with another one. So we got another story on Gervonta Davis. A little while ago he was on the Breakfast Club, and now he's on Vladtv. I seen they released some interviews with him. He had the same outfit that he had on during the Breakfast Club interview, so I'm assuming the interviews could have been done on the same day. You know, shit, I don't think the nigga just wearing the same outfit everywhere. So I'm guessing it was done on the same day. But as far as the promotion this guy's or this kid's getting, it's phenomenal. They're keeping him in the public's eye, and you could tell what market they're targeting. I guess they want to call it the urban market, or whatever you want to call it. And I mean, they're covering all the most watched platforms by the market that they're targeting. Everybody keeps up with the Breakfast Club. Vladtv, puts out some pretty exclusive interviews, and it's definitely a good look. But let's get into the interview. Some people's gonna say I'm coming off as a hater, whatever. It is what it is. But he was talking about how Floyd's, before Floyd signed him, he was buying them things and taking them shopping, buying them cars, jewelry. And I gotta be honest, man. It was kind of sounding like, like kind of like a female would be, describing like a dude that's shit doing all like a trick. I guess that's what a mark, whatever you want to call him. And I mean, Gervonta kind of comes off as a gullible guy, in my opinion. Some people could disagree with me, but he's one of them guys to where Floyd could maybe get over on him. If Gervonta Davis ends up being this pay-per-view star and he's still with Mayweather Promotions, years and years down the line, it could be some issues. He seems like a guy that you could get over on. You know what I'm saying? You bomb, maybe an expensive ass house, maybe $1 million house, and you might snatch some money on the back end. You bought him that house, he might not ask any questions about getting percentages of sales, getting percentages of the gate, things like that. You could keep him happy by buying him, stuff, so maybe that's something that, he should, change, or maybe that's just what he's letting off. Maybe he's a smart guy and he's, taking care of the business side, but he just, comes off as a gullible person. It made me think about, if anybody ever seen the movie Cadillac Records, and the guy who was I think he was like the harmonica player or whatever, and they was basically paying these dudes with cars. They wasn't really getting money like that. They was just paying them in Cadillacs. So that's how they kept them happy. And maybe they paid for some other expenses, but that's primarily what was going on. And they got into the point where they brought up Lomachenko, and the way he put it, he was basically saying that he wanted to fight Lomachenko, but it was Floyd who didn't feel like it was the right time, and you could put that on him as well. I mean, as well, excuse me, because he's going along with it, but he's basically letting Floyd got his career, and he was shitting on Lomachenko's resume. Vlad brought up the Rigondeaux win, and Gervonta Davis is like, man, that's like me beating up on my little brother, and he got a point, but he can't come out here bashing Lomachenko when he not willing to get in the ring with him, even if it's his promotion, he got the last say, he the fighter, but if he came on social media, begging for the fight, Floyd would have no choice but to put Davis in that situation, even if it's a situation where he's like, I'm gonna learn you, I'm gonna let you get in there, get your ass whooped, and you ain't never gonna defy me again, and then he went on to say he looks at Floyd as a father, that sets you up for a hard fall if y'all ever, get into a situation. But it is what it is. That's good that he feels that way. and then they got into the situation where he was bringing up the fight hype article that I alluded to in my other video. He was getting into it with the reporter because she put this link out to this fight hype article, where Floyd was, well, basically Fight Hype was acting like they had a source, but only Floyd would know these things. Okay, so Vlad asked him about whenever he first signed with Floyd, uh did Floyd have to get him out of a deal with some street dudes or whatever that was managing him? And Tank said, "Nah, they wasn't street dudes or whatever. I was just managed by these people, and Floyd had to help me get out of that situation." So that's one aspect of those articles, that shows you it's true. And I never doubted the articles at all. You can tell like this is coming from Floyd because he's mad at these, at Tank for basically putting his business out on Twitter, But at the end of the day, what I take away from this is, whatever was said in the interview, it is what it is. This guy's getting plenty exposure where he needs to get exposure. Okay, it's a lot of people that I go to work, and they might not know some of these other fighters, but they know who Tank Davis is, and they don't even know who the Charlo brothers is, but they know who Tank Davis is, and they know who Adrian Broner is. And that's a good look for Tank Davis getting on these platforms and just keeping his name out here. And I don't even think he's gonna fight until what, April. I think he's fighting on the Broner card, but everybody's still talking about him. But that's my thoughts, man. Big ups to Tank Davis. He could be a potential star if he's moved the right way. And this is Since 93 Sports. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to be notified when all my latest content drops.